Hello, 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 David Bradley here. We are continuing our Vic-20 using a C2N Commodore cassette deck explorations. And yes, we're still working with the mineral, animal, and vegetable program. Here, I know you can't see this, but here are the magic sounds of a data set. We have just ejected the tape. Now we're going to put it back in, close the door, press the button to rewind, and there it is. It is rewound. So we press stop. Going to reset the counter. Not that the counter is very helpful. And type in load. And we're going to press play. We are. Now this should not take too long. This is the MaV Mineral, Animal, or Vegetable from the Science Educator series. Let's see how we're looking on the screen there. Yeah, not bad. Okay, so soon. Okay, it has found MaV. It is loading. So I've switched tape decks. See, if you were watching, and hopefully you were, I tried to resave the program on the other side of the tape because it wouldn't load, it wouldn't find anything on that side of the tape. Why? I don't know. It said it's recorded twice, but anyway, it didn't work. So, even though, like this tape drive does not have a red LED to show us that it is recording or not. But, the other one did not function. It said it saved, but to me it looked like the tape drive wasn't spinning fast enough. And when it tried to load, it just cleared the screen and said ready, and there was nothing there. So we're going to try again. Why? I don't know. What the heck? All learning is good learning. And patience? Oh, when you worked with a cassette on any of the Commodore machines, you needed patience. And it's funny, I have not really looked at the two machines, these two cassette recorders, much, but they tell me that the counters count differently. Maybe I will do an experiment to see how different it is, and if there's a conversion rate. Does it really matter? Well, no, but you know, I am curious. So, it is still loading, and I'm hoping that any moment it will say ready. And then I will know that also this data set, I did test it, it worked. So I am hopeful that this one continues to show signs that it is working. I'm hoping. I suspect these programs were just about as big as the Vic-20 could possibly handle. As you can see, 3,583 bytes. That's all there is. Unless, of course, you got a memory expander. And they had a number of those, an assortment of those. I am thinking that maybe this is taking too long. But I really didn't time it. I really didn't look at the counter on the other tape drive. So maybe this is just dandy. Or maybe I have a tape drive that I thought was working, that maybe it isn't. If we hear the sound of the buttons popping up, then it did not load. And I do think this is taking too long, I think. So I suppose if this is the case, Huh, okay, it popped out. So, I'm going to just double check and make sure. Yeah, I had it the right way. Oh dear. Let's see if anything came in. Nothing. So, and this is the right side of the tape. I have double checked that. Oh dear, 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 dear. Just when you think you have something figured out, you don't. Well, there is the magic sound of a rewinding Commodore dataset. How joyful. So, I think... Oh, are we done? We are done. I think what I'm going to do, because it really doesn't matter if I say, I'm going to take my Christmas tape off. I do not want to screw up the label. It is perfect and lovely, and it has been for more than 30 years. And oh, now the tape is stuck to my thumb. Okay, so and now I've lost track of which side was which. But anyway, they're much the same. So I'm going to put this back in its handy dandy container here. And I think the tape that intrigues me the most out of all of these at this second is Vic-20. But before we carry on, I'm going to switch back to the more modern tape drive. And there's the Vic. We will rewind. And once again, once we have rewound, we'll stop. Oops. We will press the counter, and actually, I'm going to try something, it should work. If you press Shift Run Stop, oh look at that, it does that. Play. Okay, so we are searching. See, on the early pets, that's what it did. It would say press play. I think it was on tape 1, if you just did Shift Run Stop. And then, eventually, once it got to a better basic, then it would load the first thing off of the disk drive, I believe. But, as this is basic 2, version 2, that's all it is, not even 2.0, just V2. Probably they didn't put 2.0 because CBM Basic V2 fit nicely on the screen with 4 asterisks on each side. Oh, we have found planets and we are loading. How magical. I do not know what this does. I do not. We're still loading. Sometimes you can hear noises through the monitor as things are loading. I did hear a little strangeness there. Anyway, it is still loading, and hopefully it does load, and we can find out what this program does. That's right, when you press Shift Run Stop, it will load it and run it right away. Vic-20, Elementary Science, press Return. The planets, let's get instructions. The Astronomy Quiz tests your knowledge of the planets in our solar system. Questions deal with size, orbit time, number of moons, and other specific characteristics of each planet. Quiz. I am suspecting that none of this much has changed, except maybe that a planet is, maybe Pluto is no longer a planet. How far Mercury? millions of miles. Well, as it's been a while, I have no clue. I'm gonna... Oh! I decided on 36 million, and I was right. We'll see how this goes. It's funny, I'm suspecting that this program, as well as all the others, are pretty much the same. It's just reading different data. What is this? Mars is the first green giant, most red planet. Oh, red planet. Woohoo! What do we got? How far from the sun is the Earth? Well, I'm gonna guess number 5. Oh, okay. Oh, well, always nice to hear those wrong sounds. How many Earth years for Venus? Good question. I'm gonna guess number 4. Oh. Wrong again. Heavens. How many moons orbit Mercury? None, 4, 7, 10. I should know these things. I'm going to guess 4. Wrong. There are no moons. What is the diameter of Pluto? Well, Pluto, is it really in miles? Is it really a planet anymore? They say no. I'm going to guess number 4. Wrong. Oh, we're doing well. How far is the sun from Jupiter in millions of miles? I'm going to guess number 5. Wrong. Ooh. Dear me. We are just ripping along here. How many Earth years for Neptune to orbit the sun? Well, I didn't do well on the last one. I'm going to guess 5. Wrong. Oh, my word. 164 years. Okay. How many moons orbit Earth? Oh, I think I might have this one. And what is the diameter of Mercury in thousands of miles? I'm going to say number 6. I am wrong. So, how are we doing? We got 3 out of 10. How magical. You're sorry. Well, I'm sorry. And if we say end, indeed it mercifully is the end of that. But we do know that the tape has lasted and works. And am I going to try and do anything else with it? Not at this juncture. I'm going to put it back into its case with the other 6 tapes, 4 of which we've not looked at, and for the moment that's enough. I've done poorly enough at my knowledge of the solar system, or showed you that my knowledge of the solar system. So until we meet again.